In Wenming Garden, Dong Zhuo denounces Ding Yuan. With golden pearls, Li Su plies Lu Bu. Chapter 3 opens with Cao Cao warning He Jin not to summon outside forces. Despite the suggestion, He Jin sends out secret decrees. Cao Cao predicts He Jin will bring about the destruction of the Han dynasty. At He Jin's summons, Dong Zhuo, inspector of Xiliang, marches to the capital Luoyang with a large military force. He brings with him Li Jue, Guo Si, Zhang Ji, Fan Chao, and Li Ru. Lu Zhi warns against inviting Dong Zhuo into the capital, but He Jin will not relent. The eunuch Zhang Rong once more seeks the protection of Empress He, who summons He Jin to the palace. He Jin goes despite repeated warnings. Yuan Shao arms his brother Yuan Shu should a eunuch plot unfold. Yuan Shao and Cao Cao accompany He Jin but are barred entrance to the palace. Inside, Zhang Rong and Duan Gui ambush and assassinate He Jin. Deaf to honest words, he seals his doom, quartered in the queen's receiving room. Zhang Rong then throws He Jin's head before Yuan Shao at the gate. Chaos erupts. Fire spreads throughout the palace. He Jin's forces storm the capital, slaughtering every eunuch they can find. As Cao Cao seeks to restore order, Zhang Rong escapes the palace with the emperor and his brother, Prince Liu Jie. Zhang Rong soon dies, leaving the two brothers alone in the night. They are eventually found by Dong Zhuo, who escorts the boys safely back to the palace. Amid the chaos, the imperial seal goes missing. Dong Zhuo now stations his troops outside of Luoyang, moving through the capital as they please. Some wish to take action against the tyrant, but Minister of the Interior Wang Yun will not yet act. Dong Zhuo seeks Li Ru's counsel, for he wants to depose the emperor and install Prince Liu Jie. Li Ru encourages him to act swiftly. At a banquet, sword at hip, Dong Zhuo announces his intention to depose the emperor. Ding Yuan speaks out against the heinous proposition. As the two argue, Li Ru notices the warrior, Lu Bu, Ding Yuan's adopted son, standing behind him. Li Ru de-escalates the situation and Ding Yuan leaves. Lu Zhi protests as well, but Wang Yun proposes the matter be tabled for another time. Sometime later, Ding Yuan returns with an army to combat Dong Zhuo, Lu Bu at its head. Lu Bu charges, driving back Dong Zhuo's army. Impressed by Lu Bu's talent, Dong Zhuo seeks to recruit the warrior. Li Su, commander of the Imperial Tiger Escort, tempts Lu Bu with offers of wealth and the prized horse, Red Hair. Before long, Lu Bu offers to kill Ding Yuan and join forces with Dong Zhuo. That night, Lu Bu makes good on that offer. The next day, Dong Zhuo welcomes Lu Bu as his adopted son. Dong Zhuo's power continues to rise. Once more, he demands the deposition of the emperor, this time threatening to kill those who oppose him. Yuan Shao, furious, declares this treason. Will Yuan Shao survive? Hello and welcome to the No One Asks You podcast. This is Three Kingdoms Summarized, and today we are discussing Chapter 3. What a chapter, guys. A lot of chaos, a lot of names, a lot of things happen, and a lot of danger. Let's go through it. I'll call out which names you will probably be hearing again, and whatever little tidbits and factoids I can recall off the top of my head. The chapter opens with Cao Cao cautioning He Jin not to bring outside forces to the capital, Luoyang. It's important to note Cao Cao is not the only one to do this. There are a lot of people telling him, do not bring Dong Zhuo. He is not a good guy. He is not a trustworthy guy. Do not bring him. And He Jin keeps insisting he's gonna do it. Even Lu Zhi is warning against it. Dong Zhuo does end up marching toward the capital, and he brings several characters with him. I had named 5. I think 2 of them aren't tremendously impactful, at least not that I can recall off the top of my head, but the 3 that you will hear a fair amount of are Li Jue, Guo Si, and Li Ru. Li Jue and Guo Si are 2 of Dong Zhuo's generals. I don't know much about their history, their past. I don't even know if there was much recorded about them anyway. But it's important to know that they are characters who are trusted with some degree of command over military forces. Li Ru, I believe, is Dong Zhuo's son-in-law. I'm a bit of a sucker for strategists and smart characters, and as I've been reading through this story, again, Li Ru ends up being mentioned quite a lot, and usually with some pretty good cautionary advice. So I am really enjoying Li Ru in this read-through. Hejin's plans to take out the eunuchs are discovered by those eunuchs. Zhang Rong goes to the Empress, seeking protection again. As he does so, he plots with the 10 regular attendants to have Hejin killed. Empress He summons Hejin into the palace, and all of Hejin's advisors are saying, "Do not go, do not go, do not go." And Hejin goes. This is where we get our first mention of Yuan Shu. It is a very brief mention. I spoke a bit about Yuan Shao in the last episode. I don't think I gave Yuan Shu much attention, but I will give him a bit more now, because he will be important later. Yuan Shu, as I understand it, in the story, not unreasonably so, is frequently characterized as a spoiled, vicious person. From what I can gather, that's probably true. Point being, he's not a particularly trustworthy figure. Hejin does go and is subsequently killed by the eunuchs, and his head thrown out before Yuan Shao and Cao Cao at the gate. I don't think it's known how the fire at the capital started. The big thing that I pay attention to as everyone's forces storm the capital at this time is that it is Cao Cao who is the one trying to restore order and have the fire put out. Zhang Rong escapes the palace with the Emperor Liu Bian and his brother Liu Qie. Zhang Rong is subsequently killed, and after a few twists and turns, eventually the Emperor is found by Dong Zhuo. And this is going to have massive, massive, massive effects on the story moving forward. He who controls the Emperor controls the Empire. We know Dong Zhuo to be a not great guy. When this happens, the Imperial Seal goes missing. That's going to come up later. And now in control of the Emperor, Dong Zhuo begins his tyrannical rule. He moves his troops in and out of the capital at will. He terrorizes a nearby town, and he's making quite a few enemies at court. That said, we are briefly introduced to the Minister of the Interior, Wang Yun. He's not going to play a big role over the entirety of the story, but what he does is going to be exceptionally important. For the moment, he is biding his time. The Minister of the Interior is sort of an advisory role to the Prime Minister. He's not one of the, 3 main government roles, but he's in communication with all of them. And so he has sort of a subtle but powerful influence over the court. Wang Yun is somewhat of an important figure in the government. Dong Zhuo starts setting his mind to deposing the emperor. And coming from Dong Zhuo's position, I think the reason for wanting to do this is that Liu Bian, being the older brother, means that Dong Zhuo's control over him would not last as long. Eventually, the emperor will come of age. I don't remember if there was character reasons. I don't remember if Liu Qie was considered to be a more passive figure. Therefore, I think it was the age thing for which Dong Zhuo wanted to depose the older brother. Naturally, the court resists this. Lu Zhi speaks out vociferously against it, and Lu Zhi is someone who is particularly well respected in the court, so Dong Zhuo doesn't feel as if he can just kill him then and there, even though there are others he probably would have. I think this might be the last time we see Lu Zhi. I don't remember. Ding Yuan speaks out. Now, Ding Yuan's not going to be an important character. It's Lu Bu that you will have to remember. He plays an incredibly important role in the story moving forward. He's not a character that I like, but I do think many people like him. He is regarded as an exceptional warrior, as we see in this chapter, and his amazing feats of strength will continue in the story. And I think those reasons are why people like him, but without going into too much detail on future events, the fact here that he betrays his adopted father, sets him up for me as a character with an unlikable trait. Dong Zhuo does not kill Ding Yuan immediately for speaking out because Lu Bu is there, prepared to protect him, and Wang Yun de-escalates the situation, and Ding Yuan leaves to muster an army to combat Dong Zhuo. When he comes back, thanks to Lu Bu, Ding Yuan experiences some success against Dong Zhuo. Dong Zhuo comes to admire Lu Bu's talent, and here we meet Li Su. Li Su is not a particularly important person to remember. He'll do a couple of things, but I think his primary role is what he does here in this chapter. Apparently, he had some sort of pre-existing relationship with Lu Bu. It's a really enjoyable scene to read, to watch Lu Bu be manipulated in such a way. Li Su goes to him with this amazing horse, Red Hair. That's a character. Red Hair is perhaps the best horse in all of China at the time. And so Li Su and Lu Bu are drinking together. They're having a good time. Li Su is complimenting Lu Bu. He's giving him gifts. And he subtly suggests that maybe Lu Bu should kill Ding Yuan and join with Dong Zhuo. And so we get Lu Bu's betrayal. He kills Ding Yuan and joins Dong Zhuo the very next day. Dong Zhuo's power over the court continues to rise. He continues doing horrific, evil things. When he once more tries to depose the emperor in favor of the younger brother, Yuan Shao speaks out. Thus ends the chapter. So yeah, we've got quite a few important characters to remember here. Li Jue, Guo Si, Li Ru, Wang Yun, and Lu Bu. I think those are the important names for this chapter at least. Thank you all for tuning in. Have a great rest of your week, and I'll see you next time. Okay, thanks, bye.